Today we will be seeing two among the 108 names, that is Tattva-gyaana-prakaashinyai Namah and Nischala-bhakti-vidhaayinyai Namah. These two. These are all 108 names in praise of Bhagavad-Gita. It is also known as the celestial song of the Lord. When Arjuna was in the battlefield, not sure about what needs to be done as a duty of his life, when he was facing a predicament as to fight or not to fight. At that time, as his driver, charioteer, Krishna advised him what is the right course of action. In the same way, we all, at certain points of our life, we are in the crossroads. And at that point, we do not know what kind of action we should take. When you are young, when you are being taken care, you may not have that problem. But when you are by yourself, when you are expected to decide your own decisions, take your own decisions, that is when we will find the knowledge of Gita very, very helpful. Today's very many management sciences have taken inspirations from Bhagavad-Gita. First and foremost thing is, we must have a vision about the goal. Without knowing where we are heading, how will you undertake any journey? Very often what we do is we just imitate what others do. Whether it's a professional goals or the way we live, the kind of dress we wear, the kind of lifestyle that we take up, most of them are what others do around us. But our goal of life should be something which we must be very, very clear about. And that is what Bhagavad-Gita does. So this particular name, Tattva-gyaana, Tattva-gyaana means the essential nature of everything. Tattva-gyaana-prakaashinyai Namah. Some of you are scientists, I was told. You are in the field of science, correct? Today, I was in one of the classrooms, 8th grade, and one girl asked this question to me, Swamiji, when does Hinduism start? When did Hinduism start? I said, okay, let me ask this question to you. When did Christianity start? With Christ. Before Christ, there was no Christianity. When did Buddhism start? After Buddha or during the time of Buddha? When did Judaism start? After Moses declared. When did Islam start? After Muhammad started giving the message. All these religions have started at some point of time with somebody. Okay. Now, when Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayanandaji was asked the similar question, who is the author of Hinduism or when did it start? He answered, when did science start? When did science start? Science is not a thing to start. Science is a system of thinking. Correct? Science has no author. Science is the way of thinking. Right? Similarly, Hinduism is the way you think, not propagated by a person or a set of books, or it had not started at a particular time. Because as even the human beings have started thinking, they have started thinking scientifically. What is scientific thinking means? If I see something, I should know what is the cause for it. Is it not that science is all about hunting the cause? I see the effect, I want to know the cause. Oh, can you control them? They're on their own, huh?
Today we were not successful in getting them into the cage at the same time.
Okay, so long as they don't disturb me. Don't look at them, look at me. So science is nothing but looking at the effect and understanding the cause by which, knowing the characteristics and nature and the qualities of the cause, I should understand the nature, quality and characteristics of the effect. If a pot is made of mud, the quality of the pot will be the quality of the mud. If I am making a golden chain, the chain is nothing but the quality of gold, characteristic of the gold. So, in essence, a nature of a thing, a characteristic of a thing is called Tattva. Now you understand the word Tattva. Tattva-gyaanam means essential nature of everything. What is the essential nature of everything? Knowing which alone, I can handle it carefully. If I know the nature of fire as heat, that can burn if I put my hand, then I handle it carefully. So knowing the essential nature of a thing helps me to deal with it correctly. So the world of science has given a great contribution to the world by explaining the nature of everything. What is fire? What is water? What is air? What is the nature of the sun, moon, wind, and all chemicals? So they went on and on and on trying to discover the essential nature of all things. But one thing they have forgotten to look into is, what is my essential nature? While the world of the West have explored and understood material things of the world, only the ancient masters of the Hindu land, Bharat land, have worked on to finding out who is the one who wants to know. Who am I? What is my essential nature? What is my origin? What makes my mind think? What makes my intellect wanting to know? So they explored the inner world. That's why spirituality developed in the Bharat land much more intensely and deeply than any other place. All the great masters, whether it's a Buddha or many other such masters, have come from the Hindu land only. It is even said Christ went absconding for 18 years. There is no account of where he was. Many scholars believe that he was in Bharat, learning the philosophy there, and then came out to this his own country and started to speak the same language in a simple words. So, Tattva-gyaanam means essential knowledge. Essence of everything, including one's own self. Bhagavad-Gita is that which makes this very clear to us. Therefore, the name that is given is Tattva-gyaana-prakaashinyai Namah. One which reveals the essential nature of one's own being. Now, what is a tattvam that Bhagavad-Gita gives? Please pay attention. Do not worry about who comes to who's not. Okay. Tat-tvam. That is tattva. There are two words. Tat is tvam. This is unique about Hinduism. Because in Christianity, Islam or Judaism, they don't tell you that God and you are one and the same. Do they? If they do, there is no church. There will not be any church there. There is no worship place. Why? Because you and God are one and the same. Why should I go there to any place to worship then? Think. That which is, usually word that is used where? This table, that chair. What does it mean? Far away from me. Correct? So in Sanskrit also, tat means that. Right? So that which you refer as that is none other than Tvam, you. This is called Tattvam. What you call it as the God who is the origin of this entire universe, the cause of everything, is none other than your own essential being. This is the philosophy. So, if you understand this carefully, then when we go to a temple to worship God, you are actually looking at a mirror. Think. When you look at a mirror, what are you seeing? What are you seeing? Your beautiful face. You stand in front of the mirror and cry. What does it show? A crying face. If you stand in front of the mirror and smile, smiling face, right? So when you go to a temple and look at the form of the Lord, what does he show? Crying face. What does he show? A pleasant, beautiful, divine face. That is actually who you are. So when I look at the form of the Lord in a temple, that reminds me, this is actually I am. But I am unfortunately not recognizing that I'm suffering through so many problems of my life. So that God's form is an inspiration to know that I am this blissful one. Understand one thing, that is the real, this is a reflection. The reverse. When you stand in front of the mirror, your face is reflected there, right? When you stand in front of Bhagavan's form, his form is reflected here. But unfortunately, we are not reflecting his form. We are showing the crying face. We are showing a complaining form, demanding, begging. So Bhagavan Krishna in Gita says, Arjuna, you are none other than me. You are me. Tat Tvam is very important statement in Upanishad. Tattvamasi. You are that. Not you were that, or you shall be that, you may be that. No. You are. Even now. Which we... Why that even though the Upanishad or Gita very clearly describing and defining that I am none other than God's own form, why is that I'm suffering this life? Complaints and sorrows and failures and depression and dejections and why? Misunderstanding. Why? It's because we forget. We forget who we are, and in the absence of the right knowledge, our attention is somewhere else. One lady, she was going for a party. Nowadays, they have reception before the marriage, right? So she went for the reception. Next day morning is the wedding, and she had already gone to the hairstylist and put that hairdo, so that the next day also they will have the same hairstyle. So, but therefore, she didn't want to lie on the couch and sleep. She was lying on the, so that the next day, not literally will do any kind of extra makeup or only just adjust. So, previous night, after the late night party, she came back and started to sleep and slept. Next day morning, she woke up getting ready for the morning party or marriage. She went to the mirror. Suddenly she, what happened to that diamond necklace that she was wearing yesterday? Not there. Where did they put? So she's wondering, what happened? Where did I go last? Did I go to the restroom? Yeah. She went to the restroom, looked here and there. Even the lid she opened and looked into that. Maybe it has fallen inside that. She started searching, she couldn't find it. So she called out to her husband, poor fellow, hey, what do you want? Where is my diamond necklace? How do I know? No, see, yesterday night I came, you also came with me, and I was tired, I was lying in the couch, and then I slept, but now it is not there. Oh, find out where you who left it. I know that. Such a simple logic. Where I left it, only it will be there. Where is it? You tell me. How do I know? I don't know. Poor fellow. He also started search all over the place. He went to the garage. He went to the car. Couldn't find it. Then tired and fatigued. He said, time is up also. We have to get going. And she is getting panicked. So then suddenly he looked at her. She smiled. Why are you smiling? Did you search correctly? Yes. Did you really search for it? What? Are you mocking me? I searched everywhere. Surely? Yes. Take your hand? Yes. Go near the neck? Yes. Feel there? So what happened? The necklace went behind. Only the thin portion of the back, that the hook, that. Oh, okay. Okay, I got it. So what? Anyway, she won't give the credit to him anyways. Now, this is not what I'm saying. This Shankaracharya wrote in the 8th century. Like that lady who was wearing the necklace all the time thought that she had lost it, though she has never lost it. And when she found it, it was not something she had got it from somewhere else. It is already there, which she has forgotten. And now she recognized that it is always there, even when I was searching. Correct? In the same way, Godhood in us is always there. The divinity is always there. Because we are so caught up in our human endeavors, we forget our godliness. That is called Tattva-gyaana. So, from bad to good, or bad to better, better to good, good to God. Our transition should be from whatever we have been doing wrong things, stop doing that, do something better. From better to good and good to God. This is what Bhagavad-Gita teaches systematically. That's why in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna says, Tattva-gyaana-nityatvam Tattva-gyaana-artha darshanam. These are all considered as two values to be practiced. Adhyatma-jnana means knowing who you are. Adhyatma-jnana-nityatvam, meaning constantly remind yourself, my essential nature is Godhood, my essential nature is divinity, my essential nature is bliss. This you cannot expect from anybody else. You have to recognize it and remind it yourself all the time. Some people say, Swamiji, that means brainwashing. When you want to remind everything constantly, it will look like you are self-hypnotizing, as though. It is true, because we are already otherwise hypnotized. We are de-hypnotizing, actually. What we have forgotten when we remember, it is not hypnotizing or it is not brainwashing. We are actually going back to what we should remember. Like, for example, if a girl or a daughter of yours, she is going for an exam, and most of them study just before the day of the exam, right? Until then, they're all happy. Then that day of the exam, previous night, no sleep, one flask full of tea or coffee, drink, go on reading. So now, when she goes and sits for the exam, what she should be thinking about, what she would come to her mind, what she studied, what she had remembered previous night she has studied. That's what she will be able to reproduce there. If she never studied, what will she write? If she has not studied the subject, then in the same way, unless we are given the correct information about who we are, in the time when we have problems, we cannot remember it. When we face crisis, when we face situations in life which are not easily overcome, we can not overcome them. It is not easy for us to confront them. It is hard for us to face them. At that point, what should be your mind? Elevate yourself to the higher. This problem is nothing in front of me, because who am I? I am Bhagavan's form. I am having Godhood in me. I am divinity. And so small, petty problems of life, he said it, she didn't smile, he didn't smile. These things doesn't matter. This is what I said. Youngsters should learn this knowledge, because once they go into the university, etc., they will have such problems. Boys and girls, and some groups of people not treating you correctly, or some of them having, different kind of an attitude towards you. You will get so bombarded by such things unless you have this ability to secure yourself with the correct knowledge. It doesn't matter to me, because who am I? I am God's own nature. My nature is Bhagavan. Why should I bother about all these things? You will be able to rise above that. You will not be succumbed to it. You will not be dragged to it. You will not be smothered by that. So Bhagavad-Gita teaches how to remind ourselves about our essential nature. Gold, for example, even if it is dirty, within no time when you clean it, it will start shining, right? It never loses its bright. That's why people love it, because it's by nature, it cannot be corroded. Other things, other material, you probably know, metallurgy, you should know that. Or anybody who's in the... but gold can never lose its splendor, right? Clean it up, it is bright again. In the same way, our essential nature can never be destroyed or polluted by anything. Only way we do not really express its nature is when we forget. So our forgetfulness is what is making us presently suffer all the problems of life. And the Bhagavad-Gita is telling us that you have forgotten your essential nature. When Arjun stood there, not sure whether to fight or not, Bhagavan easily could have said, I'm telling you, you fight. That's all he needed to do. And that's what actually he did at the end. But before he did that, he elevated the mind of Arjuna to the highest. Arjun, this war is only situational, temporary. But the real war is with your mind. The real war is with your ego. The real war is with your ignorance. You must come out of that. You must fight the war against ignorance, war against your own imperfections. And then when you recognize who you are, you after that take any challenge, you will be able to overcome that easily. Why? Because you are not going to be disturbed by temporary things which are happening, whether you like it or not, failures and success, joys and sorrows, gain and loss. will be there in our life. So Bhagavan Krishna himself, he went to a teacher. Only to show to the world, to know the real truth, you should go to a teacher. And the teacher's name, that's what she was trying to pronounce, Sandipani. You know, our ashram in Bombay, his name is Sandipani Sadhanalaya. That's where I studied. Sandipani was the name of Krishna's teacher. Think about it. Bhagavan Krishna, who is the incarnation of God, he went to a teacher. Why? To show to the world, whoever you be, you need a teacher. So there, you have put a cooker there that is almost over. I'm just watching it. Either switch it off or it will start making noise. So, what he said was, you have to go to a teacher, tadvidhi pranipadena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva-darshinaha. Tattva-darshin means one who knows its own essence. You go to a teacher and do three things, and then only you will get the right knowledge. First one is surrender. Pranipad. Pranipada means to fall at the feet. It's already fallen at the feet now. I didn't do anything. It surrendered itself to me. Okay. It broke. Okay, I'll hold it in my hand. Broke. I told you. Pranipada means surrender. Fall at the feet. Why fall at the feet? Because only when we surrender our ego, we are ready to listen. When you go to a teacher, not the teacher wants you to fall at the feet. Teacher wants to make the student ready to listen. And who is ready to listen? One who accepts his ignorance. Water will fall from the higher plane to the lower plane. It will not go other way around. So knowledge also flows from the one who knows to the one who does not know. So the one who listens must be below. That is symbolically said, fall at his feet or do surrender, so that the knowledge coming from a great person will easily be gained by you when you receive it with reverence, with humility, with no ego, with an attitude of ready. I'm ready to hear you. I'm ready to follow you. I'm ready to understand what you're saying. That is called pranipada. First thing. Second thing is, how do we learn the Tattva-gyanam? By asking questions. And in our Hinduism, teachers are not at all afraid of questions. You go to any other place, go to a church or any other place, if you ask question, they'll say, blasphemy. You are asking questions? I have a question. I have to ask you. What do you mean? I don't understand. Whereas, if you look at all the Puranas, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Bhagavad-Gita, Upanishad, it's all about conversation. The teacher is ready to answer the questions of the students because only the questions express the quality of the student. The questions are the means by which the teacher knows what the student is thinking. If you don't ask questions at all, I assume that you know, but it's not necessarily true. That's why when I go to any classroom, I ask, come on, ask questions. Today also I asked to a classroom I went. Okay, what are you studying? Swamiji, we are studying characters of Mahabharata. Ask questions. Yes. Why are you wearing orange dress? I said, you ask the question based on the subject, not on what I'm wearing. That means you have not thought about the subject matter. So, prashna. Prashna means question. So the first one is surrender to the teacher, reduce your ego, be humble, ready to listen. Second is ask questions to clarify. Third one is seva. Do service to the teacher, help the teacher, or do something such that you are ready to follow the orders of the teacher. Tadvitti pranipadena pariprashnena sevaya. These three, to such a student, upatekshanti te jnanam, the jnanina tattva-darshinaha, the men of knowledge who have seen their own essential nature will readily impart that knowledge to you. Krishna did that to his own teacher. If Krishna, the Bhagavan himself can do, who knows everything, what about us? So, Tattva-jnana will come to us only when we also get, if at all we are so lucky, we will get the right teacher. The person who can give us the knowledge. Once that person is recognized, then surrender your ego, ask questions, gain the knowledge, and do seva. This is what Bhagavan Krishna beautifully says in Bhagavad-Gita. So, I have covered this point of what is Tattva-darshan. One or two more points are there. Bhagavan Krishna says, your essential nature is that which is not subject to change at all. In other words, your Godhood is eternally always present. And your present condition of you being an individual jiva, subject to various sufferings and experiences of life, is subject to constant change. So, that which is true never changes, never disappears. That which is temporary has no real existence at all. I'll give you an example. Tomorrow morning, you walk out of in the backyard and look at the sky. What is the color of the sky you see? Blue. Where is the blue color in the sky? It is in the sky or in your eyes? Tell, no, you're a science student. Where is the blue color? Is it in the sky?
No, it's our perception of the sky.
It's
our perception. And
so where is it?
Atmosphere, I mean, creates that color.
So it is in the eyes or in the sky?
No, it's not.
It is not in the sky.
It is a refraction of light in the atmosphere.
Okay. So what sees the blue?
Nice.
What is there?
Nothing. It's a space.
So in the same way, what you see is not what is there.
Our perception.
What is there is what you should see. That is Tattva. So what you think of you is not you. What you are really, that you should understand. This is what Bhagavan says. What is always there as you never changes. What you think about yourself constantly changes. Isn't it? What do you think of yourself when you are 10-year-old? Tell me. What you are thinking about yourself when you are 10-year-old? I'm a cute little girl. Now I'm a cute. When you are young, your idea about yourself, your idea about the world, idea about everything is different. Or you grow up to 15, 16, it is different. After when you become 25, 30, it will be different. When you are 50, it will be different, definitely. When you are 80, you don't even think aloud anyway, because you have no energy to think. So what you are, whether you are 5-year-old or 15-year-old or 40 or 50 or 80, you as a real presence of God never changes. Even as you leave the body, this physical body, you are not going to be absent. See, if I ask whether she's here or at home, what is the truth?
Yeah.
She's here. And at home, what are they feeling? They are feeling her absence. Correct or not? May not be. Okay, anyway. So at home, you are absent. But there you are absent, but you are present somewhere. When is that you become absent? Ever? You can never be absent. You may be absent-minded, but you can never be absent. As a physical body, you may be absent at some point of time, all of us. My physical body will become absent in another 40, 50 years, maybe even earlier also. But I, as the presence of God, can never be absent. That is Tattva-gyaana. This one should understand. Only when we understand this, we become free of the fear of death. Tattva-gyaana brings you that strength that I am not going to disappear at all. What disappears would be my body, which others see. What others are dealing with me is only the body, right? That will disappear. But I will ever be there. That's why even Christ, when he was put on the cross, what did he say? Oh Lord, please don't punish them. They know not what they are doing. They cannot kill me. I am that I am. At that point, those people never even understood what he was talking about. I can never be killed. I am always there. That is Tattva-gyaana. Now, we'll take up the one more name, that is Nischala-bhakti-vidhaayinyai Namah. See, bhakti means, definition of bhakti, devotion, is Parama Prema Rupa Bhakti. Once I realize who I am, once I realize Godhood in me, I would fall in love with that form, nature of the God always. Is there anybody here who doesn't love oneself? Anybody? Anyone of you say, I hate myself? Anyone? Huh? You are always in love with yourself, right? That's why you spend at least 6 to 7 hours in front of the mirror. Yes or no? You're spending 6 hours? You said yes. Is it not that every one of us are in love with ourselves? Why? Why? In fact, Upanishad says, you love everyone because you love yourself. Even any person whom you love, it is because you love yourself. You understand? You want to understand how the logic works? See, whom do you love usually? One who makes you happy. Correct? One who is constantly complaining, you don't love that person. If you're that company, you go the other way around. Whom do you love? Who makes you happy? Why you want somebody? So if you say, I love those people who wants to be happy, who makes me happy, why do you want to be happy? Because I love myself. Right? So the logic goes like this. You love yourself, therefore you love everybody else. Primarily, my love is for myself only. Presently, my love for myself is only at the level of the body. That's why I spend so much time decorating my body, etc. One lady was there, she was putting on a makeup. So the boy, her son came. Mom, what are you doing? I'm getting ready to go to a party. So I'm putting on a makeup. Oh, okay. He went away. After some time, she learned that the party was called off. So the party is not going to happen. It's only next week, not this week. She started removing it. Foundation 2, Foundation 1 and all that. So the boy came up and said, oh, you gave up? So presently, I consider myself as only the physical body. Therefore, I am in love with my physical body. Now, tell me, a husband and wife married over 25 years. Obviously, both of them are getting old. But now, they are not in love with their physical form. They are connected in the emotion. That's why when she would say, nowadays you don't love me because I'm getting old. But the husband again, no, I love you because I'm not loving your physical form. I'm loving your company, your mind, your thoughts, your emotion, your love, your feeling. Right? So, physical form, love for the physical form changes to emotions, feelings. Right? When you see a person who has highest knowledge, higher knowledge, you also have respect and love for that person. What is that? For the buddhi, for the intellect, for the wisdom. So at one level, we love ourselves at the level of only the physical body. And another level, we start loving the emotions and feelings and values, etc. And little more higher level, we start appreciating and respecting jnanam, wisdom, knowledge, right? But the highest level, let's call Parama Prema Rupa, is what? Highest level is loving the God in me and God in others. That is called bhakti. Unfortunately, when this is not understood, in the name of bhakti, all that we do is karma only. Go to the temple, do some puja, show arati, roll around there, go round. Do it as a ritual. There the Bhagavan is standing there, smiling at you, and he's you. He's your divine nature. This is real you is sitting there. Unless I recognize that, unless I fall in love with that nature of the Lord, it is not bhakti. That's why the definition is bhakti parama prema rupa. Love for the highest. And how does it express? When a person has gained that love for the God, who is present in everyone as their essential nature, then thereafter such a person will look at all living beings in the same way. What? Every living being, whether it's a bird or a plant, or a worm or a dog or a human, they are all different forms of the same God only. And that is considered as bhakti. So true devotion does not depend upon the form. All the fights, 3 world wars, 2, sorry, 3 or 3rd one is coming. 2 world wars are on what? Tell me. Tell me. Religious difference, religious fanaticism, intolerance about others' beliefs. Is it not? It's not political. It is religious. Why? Because wrong religions or wrong teaching about the religion cost millions of lives. Even today. In today's so-called advanced world also, fanaticism about one's own belief is what is causing so much of pain, so much of destruction, so much of tragedy, thousands and thousands. Why? Because what I believe is not what you believe. Therefore, I kill you. They have forgotten. That's why in Hinduism, in Hindu land has never waged war against anybody for thousands of years. Why? Because the universal vision of this knowledge. God is the one, same in all, differently worshipped. Ekam sat vipraha bahuda vadanti vasudha eva kutumbakam. The whole world is one family. Different people look at the same reality in different ways, but essentially there is only one. So this is what is called Nischala-bhakti. Changeless devotion. Devotion with no deviation. Devotion without any disturbance. Devotion without any oscillation. Devotion without any kind of doubt. That is called Nischala. The Bhagavad-Gita teaches us, Ananya cheta satatam yomam smarati nityashaha tasyaham sulabha partha nityayuktasya yoginah. A person who is able to recognize this, that one God's presence alone is in everyone, even though various ways, various forms, various worship prayers by which he is worshipped, but that essential nature is that which is there in everyone, is the presence of God, and loving that nature of oneself is called Ananya Bhakti, Nischala Bhakti, doubtless, changeless devotion. So Bhagavad-Gita teaches us that unless we have that kind of a devotion, we will not be able to live in this world loving everybody. A man of such knowledge cannot hate anybody. That's why Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, in chapter 12, he is a devotee who has no enemies. He is my devotee who has no enemies. That is the first qualification. Think. In your mind, do you hate anyone? You are not a devotee then. A devotee is one who has absolutely no hatred in his heart. Hatred is always because of difference. Right? My opinion is different from you, I hate you. My religion is different from yours, I hate you. My color of the skin is different from your color of skin, I hate you. My caste is different from your caste. See, these differences are not there in the true devotee. In his mind, there is one, and one alone is expressing as everyone. See, if you go to a room where there are 1,000 mirrors, 1,000 mirrors are there. When you look at it, what do you see? 1,000 forms of yours. Right? Do you hate or love? There are thousands of them. Yes or no? What do you do? Love. Whom are you loving?
We love ourselves.
Oh, you love the mirror? No. Maybe, as you said, you will love yourself because you want to see yourself in all the 1,000 forms, right? You take your dog with you. What will happen? What do the dog do? It will bark to death because it will bark at every one of them. Because what does his thinking is? 1,000 dogs here. Does he know that it is its own reflection? That is our condition now. We are behaving like dogs. Even though I am alone in everyone, what am I seeing? Like a dog cannot recognize that I am alone is deflected in 1,000 forms. What does it do? Restlessly, it will start barking and shouting, and in the same way, one who lacks this knowledge, one who lacks this devotion to the one, will engage in this world with so much of anger, frustration, hatred. Bhagavad-Gita says, develop this bhakti, develop that Nischala bhakti. That is the nature of Mahatma. He says, Mahatmanastu mam partha deivim prakriti mashritaha Bhajanti ananya manasaha nyatva bhutatim avyayam. Knowing me as the imperishable presence in all living beings, great souls, Mahatmas, will always remember me everywhere they go, anywhere they go. On the other hand, those who do not have this correct knowledge, those who have not developed that devotion, will see only division, not devotion. So this way, Bhagavad-Gita has given us so many different beautiful lessons. So that's why I've been doing this, explaining every word, 108 names. So today I have explained 2 of them. I hope you have learned something about Gita. So my only request to you is, when you have time, at least every day, Gurudev used to say, at least read 1 verse of Bhagavad Gita and think about it. And it will change your perception completely about life, about how to face various challenges of life. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.